In today's episode, we're talking about morning time at Disneyland versus nighttime at Disneyland. Which one's better for you? Stick around and we'll discuss. Welcome back, everyone. I am that one Disney dude, and today I'm going to discuss with you in full detail what's better, morning at Disneyland or late night in the evening at Disneyland. And at the end of the video, you can kind of make your decision on what one you're going to do, or maybe even stick around from open to close and do both. But let's dive on into what the perks are of coming early in the morning. Early morning, what we call, as Disney fans, as a rope drop. When you get there as soon as it opens, there are a lot of perks to being there right away. One, to me, the park just seems so clean. It just seems so fresh. There are times you can tell that the cast members had just finished like hosing down the streets of Main Street. It just looks nice. It looks wet. It just smells better. There's something about being there just before it opens that to me is actually really magical, and it's one of my, if not my favorite time to be there. I'm definitely more of a morning person, so I definitely lean more towards coming early in the morning, but there are people out there like my wife that definitely lean more towards being there at night, and I'm going to kind of defend her argument as well. So again, first, I just feel like it's just fresher in the morning. The employees took really good care of it while we were all gone and back in our hotel rooms or at home asleep. The biggest perk to being there early in the morning is from 8 a.m. until 11. The park is just extremely empty. There's nobody there. There's people sleeping in. They're in their hotels. They are coming over later on in the afternoon. And from 8 a.m. until 11, it feels like you really have the park to yourself. And that is just, to me, the peak time to be at Disneyland. You gotta be there from 8 a.m. until 11. You are gonna hit all the big rides from that time. So, in my opinion, if you're gonna rope drop over at California Adventure, you're gonna be able to hit on those big rides from 8 a.m. to 11. You're gonna get on Radiator Springs. You're gonna get on the Incredicoaster, Toy Story Mania. You're gonna be able to get on Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe even Soarin' Over California or Soarin' Over the World, whatever version it happens to be when you go. And you're gonna hit all those rides in those first 3 hours if you time it correctly and you show up when the park opens. On the other side, at Disneyland, from 8 a.m. till 11, if you get there right at rope drop and you time it perfectly, you're going to be able to get on Space Mountain, the Matterhorn, Indiana Jones, Thunder Mountain, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. You can hit up all of those by 11 a.m., and those are the big rides that everybody wants to go on. So they're all going to get there at 11 a.m. and they're going to try to get on all those rides. It's going to take them until midnight to do what you just did in those first 3 hours. So morning time, peak time, I personally recommend going early in the day to make your day just extra magical. Now, on top of that, another reason why I really like going there when it opens is I'm a morning person. I typically wake up early anyways while my wife and my daughter are asleep, and I just kind of like taking the mornings easy, having my coffee. And one of my favorite things to do after 11 a.m. when everybody has when the park is starting to fill up is that I now have just completed what most people want to do in a whole day. So that's when I hit up places like Starbucks, or I go get a Dole Whip at 11, and I just kind of walk around and I kind of take it easy at that point because everybody else is just coming in for that rush, and I've already hit up all those big rides, and it's time for me to take my very first break and enjoy the snacks of Disneyland and the food of Disneyland and a coffee. For those who really know me know that I can drink coffee all day long. So a Starbucks at 11 a.m. Yes, please. Sign me up. On the other hand, I'm going to switch gears now. So I'm a morning person. For all you out there that are nighttime people like my wife and my daughter are, I'm going to tell you about the perks of coming a little bit later in the day. So if you come later in the day, just as the sun is setting. There's definitely a magical atmosphere at Disneyland that is unmatched. You can't get that in the morning. All the lights on Main Street come on, the tiki torches in Adventureland come on, and there's just this whole nother vibe at Disneyland. I don't even feel like I really need to go on a lot of rides once it's nighttime. Just walking around and seeing all the lights and the atmosphere and projections that Disneyland displays on different buildings, it's quite magical. I might be 42 years old, but anytime I'm there at night, I feel like, I'm little 8-year-old Sean again, walking around with my mom and my dad. There's something very special about it. There's also, if you are a Disney nerd, like I claim to be, on Main Street, right at the Coke Corner shop, there is a really famous, in the Disney community, light bulb that you can now see because it's lit up, that is half red and half white. And I'll show a picture of that here. But as Walt Disney was creating the park, he wanted these lights to be white, red, white, red, white, red. He was very particular about how things looked. And when they got to the end of it, they realized it was either going to be a white, white or a red, red. So rather than having that, problem solving at its finest, we go ahead and get a light bulb custom made that's half red, half white. So it stays in that consecutive order, has that pattern that he wanted, that he took such pride in his parks, which again, I think is little things like that why I love Disneyland so much. So the lights are awesome. Plus at night, there's just so much more going on. There's nighttime shows, there's nighttime parades, there's nighttime fireworks. So start with the fireworks. Something super magical about being there on Main Street. They have projections going up and down on Main Street on all the buildings. They've got projections on the castle. If you happen to go there around holidays, around Christmas time, it even snows on you. They use baby shampoo, I've been told, so like the foam doesn't get in your eyes and burn. But it just looks super magical that you're sitting there on Main Street watching fireworks with these awesome Disney projections. The music is amazing, and then even snows on you. And we don't get snow out in Southern California like that. So again, just something super magical about watching the fireworks, especially around the holidays. Shows. Disneyland does shows very, very well. The best show has got to be Fantasmic. It's over in Disneyland. I would say the only complaint I have about Fantasmic is there's no seating. You're either sitting on the concrete or you're standing the whole time. Disney World, however, we could talk about in a different episode, they have their Fantasmic inside of an amphitheater that has bench-style seating, way more comfortable, which makes the show a little more enjoyable because you're not sitting there on the ground. And as you get older, sitting on concrete, for a long time, it's kind of hard to get back up. But anyways, Fantasmic, the music, amazing. That's one of the best soundtracks ever. Just the show is phenomenal. It's got fireworks in it, pyrotechnics. It's got every character that you can imagine is in that show. On the finale, on the Mark Twain riverboat. So if you got little kids that are dying to see the characters, you got to see Fantasmic. You got to check it out. They're going to see every character right there, and it's along the rivers of America. It right in front of Tom Sawyer's Island, right in front of Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just a phenomenal show that you got to check out, and it only happens at nighttime. If you cross to the other park in DCA, California Adventure, they also have a really cool water show over there. That's we've done the dining package that goes with it as well, that allows you to eat desserts while you watch the show. It's really cool. I don't think it's quite as cool as Fantasmic is, but it's still just a super, super cool show. The way they get these fountains spraying up, like 100 feet in the air, all the Disney music that goes along with it. For the 60th anniversary, it was a really emotional show for me over there as well, where they had Neil Patrick Harris as like the host, and they played the song Forever Young and kind of showed families growing up at Disneyland, and I get super emotional with things like that. So Oh, by the way, it's called World of Color. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. The World of Color show over at DCA. And just hearing, watching these videos of families enjoying Disneyland, the music going in the background, definitely made me shed a few happy tears because all my favorite childhood memories take place right there inside of Disneyland. So that definitely was kind of hit me in my soft spot. But yeah, the nighttime shows, whether you're at Disneyland checking out Fantasmic or you're over at California Adventure checking out the World of Color, both shows are spectacular. You got to get over there, check those out if you are going to be there at nighttime. And like I said a minute ago, the World of Color has a dessert party. It's a little bit more expensive, but it gives you a seat and allows you to have some awesome desserts, couple drinks as well, and enjoy the show in a much more comfortable position than standing the entire time. But even if you get there to stand, check it out. It's a really phenomenal show. Back over at Disneyland. Sometimes they do nighttime parades. My favorite parade of all time has got to be the Electric Light Parade. It's literally my ringtone. The music to that is awesome. And right now they have a spinoff to that, as in the Paint the Night Parade. So if you happen to get over there at the time that I'm recording this video, Paint the Night Parade, a must do. You gotta see it. The floats are awesome. The lights are awesome. The music is awesome. And if you thought that the Electric Light Parade was pretty cool, which I did growing up, this show might be 10 times bigger than that. It's so good. It's better. You gotta check it out. One of the best parades I've ever seen in my life, if not the best parade. So as much as I love being there early in the morning, I gotta give it to my nighttime people out there. There's a heck of a lot more things to do at nighttime that can make your day just extra magical if you do, choose to stick around until park closing. Also, a new thing they're doing right now over in Galaxy's Edge. If you're a Star Wars fan like I am, you can actually go see the fireworks over in Galaxy's Edge, and they do projections of like all the Star Wars characters. So you'll kind of get your own show. The music is different, the projections are different. That makes you feel like you're actually on the planet of Batuu. You're over in Galaxy's Edge watching a Star Wars themed fireworks show as opposed to the actual Disneyland themed one that you'd see over on Main Street. So if you're a Star Wars nerd like I am, check that version out as well. And again, only something they do at nighttime. On top of that, just like I mentioned that the peak times for Disneyland is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., the same thing applies at night. If you can stay and manage to be there after the fireworks from 10 p.m. to midnight, you're going to feel like you have the park to yourself again. It's going to be empty, lower wait times. You're going to get on a lot more of those bigger rides at nighttime. The only one that doesn't really seem to go down in weight to me is Space Mountain. That one still just kind of seems to be long no matter what at nighttime. But all the other ones definitely drop quite a bit if you stay past 10 p.m. So nighttime, definitely a place to be in regards to that. I think the last thing I just want to say is, like I said a minute ago, that at the holidays, if you happen to be there around holiday time, Halloween right now has got the big giant pumpkin that lights up. Very shortly after that, I think on November the 12th this year, they start the Christmas setup of that. You'll see the giant Christmas tree that lights up every night. You'll see like all the wreaths kind of going down Main Street that also light up. So the ambiance just changes completely. If you want to be there more to get on like rides and get things done, I would definitely say go there in the morning. If you want to go to Disney just to like kind of have like this cool ambiance and this cool vibe and really make these memories that you're just never gonna forget, I'd say go there at nighttime. So again, it's kind of the best of both worlds. You really can't go wrong either way. If you're a morning person like I am, or you're a night person like my wife and my daughter are, you're gonna have an amazing time at Disneyland. If you can manage to stay from 8 a.m. to midnight, I know that sounds crazy to a lot of you out there, but something that we do all the time. You'll get the best of both worlds. But I hope this video has helped you decide, are you going to go there in the morning? Are you going to go there at night? Or maybe both. Either way, you're going to have the most amazing time ever at Disneyland because it's a magical place. It's my happy place. And you really just can't have a bad time there. So with that said, let me know in the comments if you're a morning person like I am or a night person like my wife and my daughter, and keep watching these videos. I really appreciate you tuning in. Share them, like them, subscribe, and until next time, I'm that one Disney dude, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.